Do you remember the moment you stepped off the escalator and were hit by that wave of smells: melting cheese, sizzling burgers, warm pretzels, and something sweet swirling in the air? That wasn't just hunger, that was anticipation. A whole world of flavor waiting in the food court. And for a generation, those mall restaurants weren't just places to eat, they were destinations, rituals, memories carved into every bite. But here's the thing, most of them are gone, vanished, replaced by sleek juice bars and cookie chains that don't come close. Today, we re-diving deep into 25 mall eateries that once ruled the shopping experience, only to disappear without a trace. And trust me, some of these will hit harder than you expect. Let's start with Brester's 33 flavors a name. That sounds like a myth, but was very real. Back in the 1930s, during the depths of the Great Depression, William Brester stumbled on his ice cream formula at an air show. One chance moment, one recipe, and from that, a frozen empire was born. By the 1960s, the brand exploded. Bright signs, creamy scoops, and that promiscuity: 3 flavors. Not 30, not 35, 33. It wasn't just variety, it was joy. A little rebellion against a world that felt heavy. At its peak in the 80s, Brester's had over 400 locations. International expansion by the 90s, then silence, no big scandal, no viral meltdown, just a slow fade. By 2007, it was gone. And all that's left, the ghost of a swirl in someone's memory. Then there was Roy Rogers, not just a restaurant, but a show, named after the singing cowboy. This place didn't serve food, it served nostalgia. Saddle-style booths, cowboy hats on the walls, and the real star, the Fixings Bar. Long before Chipotle or Subway, Roy Rogers let you build your own roast beef sandwich exactly how you wanted it. Pickles, extra, onions, piled high, sauce, drown it. That DIY freedom was revolutionary. Imagine holding a towering sandwich, loaded like a feast, knowing you designed it. It wasn't fast food, it was your food. But as chains streamlined menus and drive-thrus took over, Roy Rogers couldn't keep up. The West was won by faster, cheaper options. And speaking of innovation, have you ever heard of Burger Chef? If not, you're not alone. But in the 60s and 70s, this was McDonald's biggest threat. Over 1,000 locations, orange roofs, bell-bottomed teens lining up their secret weapon. The Works Bar and Other self-serve topping station that lets you go wild with pickles, onions, ketchup, and sauces. You didn't just order a burger, you created it. Under those bright lights with mall music humming in the background, it felt like freedom. But Burger Chef couldn't adapt. The brand collapsed in the early 80s. No warning, no farewell tour, just gone. And with it, a piece of fast food history that most people never even knew existed. Now, not every mall meal was about speed. Some were about soul. Take Harvest House Cafeteria, quiet gem born from the Woolworth Empire. No neon, just soft purple carpets, brick walls, and large windows overlooking the mall. You didn't rush here, you lingered. The menu. Hot meals that tasted like Sunday dinner. Ice cream that felt like a reward. And prices so low, they'd shock you today. This wasn't just food, it was comfort. A place to rest your feet, your mind, your heart. But when Woolworths started closing in the 90s, Harvest House followed quietly into history. No fanfare, just a quiet exit. Same story with Morrison's Cafeteria. Metal trays, long lines of hot dishes, stews, veggies, desserts, all made to feel like grandma's kitchen. You moved down the line, picking what you wanted, eating what you loved. No apps, no kiosks, just human hands, serving food with care. It was slow, intentional, meaningful. In a world that's all about speed, Morrison's asked you to pause, to savor. But that philosophy didn't survive the fast casual wave. Today, it's a memory of warmth, of fullness, of a time when a meal wasn't just fuel. Then came the theaters of food. Frel's ice cream parlor wasn't a shop. It was a performance. Waiters in candy-striped vests, straw hats, drums, trumpets. And when the zoo parlor Sunday a mountain of ice cream, toppings, and whipped cream was carried through the dining room, the whole place erupted. Kids cheered. Adults clapped. It was pure, unfiltered joy. Frel's didn't sell ice cream. It sold happiness, a party in a dish. But as malls got quieter, more corporate, that kind of chaos didn't fit anymore. Frel's was replaced by calm, clean chains. And with it, a piece of childhood magic vanished. And what about that drink Orange Julius? If you grew up in the 70s or 80s, you know that taste. Creamy, citrusy. Like a dream mixed with a milkshake. Nobody knew what was in it, and honestly, nobody cared. It was too good to question. That first sip after hours of shopping, cool, fizzy, sweet, tangy, was pure relief. A ritual, a reward. Some locations merged with Dairy Queen, but the magic faded. The flavor still lives on in memory. A taste of summer, of freedom, of a simpler time. Then there was Sparrow, the scent that defined the food court. Garlic, cheese, fresh dough. That unmistakable aroma hit you before you even saw the sign. Opened in Brooklyn in 1970, Sparrow turned mall pizza into a cultural staple. One slice was so big, you had to fold it. Crispy crust, stringy cheese, a shared experience for teens. Shoppers, workers, a triangular piece of joy. But as fast casual trends shifted, Sparrow lost its crown. Still around, barely. The king of the mall is now a shadow of its former self. Kenny Rogers, Roasterzias, that Kenny Rogers launched in 1991 with a promise rotisserie chicken that tasted like Aunt Margie's kitchen. Moist, smoky, basted in that signature sauce, mashed potatoes, collard greens. It wasn't fast, it was comforting. I remember my cousin once dropping his whole tray chicken sides, so Danani to look up and see Kenny's smiling face on the wall. We laughed. He saw everything. We joked. That's how personal it felt, like the singer was watching over your dinner. But the brand couldn't last. Acquired, rebranded, forgotten. A warm memory, now cold. Then came Hot Sam pretzels, though. Scent that lured you like a spell. Golden, twisted, steaming hot. So hot, the plastic bag fogged up. Salted, cheese-drenched, cinnamon sugar. And those tiny plastic cheese cups perfect for dipping. Founded in Michigan in the 60s, Hot Sam was a snack stop for everyone. Quick, warm, satisfying. By the 2000s, it merged into pretzel time, but the soul lost that smell. Still haunts the memory of anyone who ever held one, and who could forget Mrs. Fields. Debbie Fields started in 1977 with one goal. Cookies that tasted homemade, and she nailed it. Warm, soft chocolate melting in every bite. The smell alone pulled you in. It wasn't just dessert, it was a moment, a break, a little joy in the middle of a long shopping day. Even today, the taste lingers of childhood, of comfort, of something made with care. Now let's talk about the weird one. Pup and Taco. Yes, that's the name. A hot dog and a taco on the same tray. Root beer flowed on the side. It shouldn't have worked, but it did. This was culinary fusion before the term existed. A symbol of creativity, of fun, of why not. Most locations were bought by Taco Bell in the 80s, but for a brief moment, Pup and Taco proved that food didn't have to make sense to be unforgettable. Then came the magic pan-French elegance in a mall. Yes, spinning crepe pans, thin golden crepes folded with chicken, mushrooms, strawberries, whipped cream. The whole thing was a show. Soft lighting, wooden tables, Chardonnay on the menu. You didn't just eat here, you experienced it. Felt like Paris, felt like luxury. But as malls got faster, the magic pan couldn't justify its pace. Gone, but not forgotten. Corn Dog 7, pure indulgence. Golden fried, crispy outside, juicy inside. A skewered masterpiece. It wasn't healthy. It wasn't fancy. It was perfect. A guilty pleasure that everyone wanted. And Great Steak and Potato Company, half-pound steaks. Potatoes the size of your face. This was for people who wanted real food, not salads, not wraps, meat and potatoes. Hearty, satisfying, gone but deeply missed. Brigham's ice cream brought New England charm thick shakes, towering sundaes, plush chairs. A place to slow down, but frozen yogurt took over. Grab Bango replaced leisure. Brigham's faded, Howard Johnson's Express, orange roofs, chrome stools, banana splits. It felt like a roadside diner dropped into a mall, a slice of Americana. Rack's roast beef offered curly fries, salad bars, and green-filled dining rooms calm. In a fast food world, Brithling Cafeterias believed good food is good health. Peppermill Restaurant served prime rib in the mall. Chick-fil-A Dwarf House had a tiny door for kids' pure magic. And B, Dalton Books, coffee, pastries, a sanctuary. When Barnes & Noble and e-readers came, it vanished. Ponderosa Steakhouse gave us all-you-can-eat buffets. Court Cafeterias made every meal feel like home. These places are gone, but their memories alive. Not just about food, but about connection, belonging, joy. Which one do you miss the most? Tell us in the comments. And if this brought back a flavor from your past, hit like, subscribe, and ring the bell, because nostalgia, it's always in season.